Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon. In this session, we are going to see what is not null constraint and a default constraint in SQL Server. So let's start it. Here is the age or a created date time or name. Means we can't, uh, there is a name is the column name and it does not allow null value. How to check that? Yeah, there is a, suppose I am passing null to here and yes, there is a city is also not mandatory column means not null, sorry, null value, and it here we are passing the default value to him, means that particular created date time column. Okay, so let's insert the data. Okay, cannot insert the null value into the name column. Correct, column does not allow null value. When we are having this message column does not having null value, it means not null constraint are applied on the particular column name. Correct, name is the, means we will get the, in the error you will get the exact uh, column name, means for this we are not supplying any, either not supplying or means forcefully you are adding the null value. This is the another example, means yes, here you are not providing any value to the name column. Correct, means which is left blank, or here is also, means forcefully we are providing null value to the name column. So this is the one example. And second thing, the right now the table having the five columns. Correct, 1 2 3 4 5, because city column we added it, and I have to apply, let's say, alter table, alter table emp, and I have to force uh, not null value to the, not null constraint to the created datetime. It is possible. Created datetime default constraint, and is any constraint computed, then here is the nullable. Right now it is the yes, created datetime as a yes, and I have to make it as a not null. So what I have to do, using this we can add the not null constraint to the existing column. Means suppose created date is the existing column, and we just no need to pass the default value to it, because that constraints are already available. We have to pass just not null value, means not null constraint, alter table name, alter column name, on which column we have to pass, and there is a data type and not null. That's it. So execute it and check it. Alt F1. So here you will see there is a nullable, means no, means that can, that column does not allow null value, and the default constraint as it is, you can see default constraint, there is a default emp created date. Got it? And yeah, suppose right now, means this column does not, means this column in the future does not allow null value. Correct, means while creating the table we can set, and after the uh, creating the table for existing column we can set, but there is just one case, means suppose I have to add the city, means city already having the null value in, I have to add that constraint. So how to do that? It actually in every, means some of the interviews they will ask you question, means if suppose there is a column and column having the null value, can we apply the not null constraint on it? Yes, how to do that? First of all, alter table emp, alter column, which column? City. So you have to provide the column name city, and what is the data type of it? previously we set it, correct? City, how to see that? First of all, click on uh, table name, and here you will get city varchar 50. Got it? So same thing you have to provide. I am copying it and copy control R and just providing miss alter column city as a varchar 50 and not null. Got it? So execute it. It does not allow. We will get the error. Why? Because there are some previous conditions cannot insert the null value into the column city because column does not allow null value. It fails. That statement was has been terminated. Why? Because that column already having the null value. In future, it will restrict the null value, but that column already having the null value. How to regulate that or how to control that? So first of all, update. There is a one method we have to do that means update city, then set. Sorry, I am my bad. Update emp set city is equal to unknown or you can set it as a blank or means don't know, you don't know that value, correct? So unknown where city is null, city is null means those are having the value as a null, so we have to update them as a unknown city because you don't know, that's why, correct? So select star from city. So unknown city, correct? You don't know whatever the previous city was, and right now, but from onwards, today onwards, you are setting the city as a not null. Means anyhow you have to provide the city. Then and then that record will insert. Otherwise, no. So yeah, click on it and means execute that particular script as a not null. So in the future, it will allow only the value those are having the not null. As we seen, we add the not null constraint on the existing column, but if there is a new column, let's say select star from employee and correct, there is a right now I have to add the one new column with not null constraint. Shall I? How to do that? First of all, I am inserting to our mode record here, Nilesh, and I am putting as a 30, correct? So two records right now. And what we have to do, we have to provide the salary, means we have to add the salary column with not null constraint. Shall I? Let's see. First of all, yeah, alter table only columns added that contains nulls have the default, or we have to define the provide the default definition specified. So this is the message from the SQL Server. So how to handle that condition? So control Z and there is a default value as a 0 means previous value having the 0 value, and but next records will come as per the value you will provide, correct? Or there is another option means same like the update statements, update emp set salary is equal to 0 where, or no need to where because existing all the records we have to do the update, correct? So previous records update the first and then apply the not null constraint for the new column, or specify the default condition with not null constraint. So then you can add the not null constraint for the new column, and I explained this scenario for the existing column those having the null value, and here is the scenario for the new column with not null constraint. And one more thing, how to set that particular or drop the constraint or in the not null. So you have to just alter column, then it will allow null value. That's it. Miss how to drop that particular constraint. There is a nothing miss drop, alter table, table name, drop, constraint, constraint name, nothing. You have to just specify the null condition instead of the not null. That's it. And next one is the default constraint. Default constraint is the very simple, means we have to provide the default value to the column while inserting the data into the table. Correct? So here I am giving you the one example. Sorry. First of all, I am dropping the existing table. Drop table emp. Drop table is also a DDL command because it is worked on the structure level. Correct? So we are providing the default value while creating the table. Got it? And suppose the table is created and there is a we have to add the new value, means new column with default constant as a Delhi. So add city varchar 50 and then we are providing the default value. Correct? So execute it. So when we are inserting, so no need to pass the default value for that particular created date and city column because it will already take care of that particular default value. If you have to pass, then you can, no problem. I am giving you the one example, simple example. There is a insert into and name, emp name, age, and created date, and I'm not passing it. And then age is also I'm not passing it. I'm saying as a Manish. Okay. So what will it will do? Yeah, it will do, insert the one record in it in the table emp. Got it? Means the default value is inserted and here the deadly is inserted because we applied the default value for the emp table. And and how, suppose this is the exist new column we can provide, but suppose there is an existing column, means already there is a age is the column and we have to pass the default value for it. Then just alter table emp, add default 25 for age, or there is a one another syntax for that, means add constraint name default 25, means which value you have to provide for which column, age. That's it. And if you have to pass the 30, you can add that as well, no problem. Column already having the default value to it, so you have to drop that constraint first. What you have to do, alter table, table name, drop constraint. First of all, you have to check which constraint name in behind of it. So click on the particular table and here you will get the constraint name default on which column. Right now I am supplying for the age, so constraint name we have to copy it, control R, and drop constraint name. That's it. Got it? And then you you can alter this from 25 to 30. And here the syntax is also something different, means there is a add default 25 is also acceptable and this is also acceptable. But here we have a choice to, means you can provide your uh, as per your choice, means there is a default age 30, something like that. Correct? So but here we don't have a facility to provide the name, and here you can provide the name of the default constraint. This is the block channel. On this you will get the notes as well as SQL queries. So click on the SQL Server topics, and after that there is a different topics here, means check constraint, not null constraint, default constraint. For an example, I am going to the not null constraint, so you will get the script as well as notes, means just there is a, means whatever that's description of the particular topic, and there are some different ways what how to create the not null constraint and how to handle that. If there is an error, then how to handle that error. So solution I provided here, means, and in interview, means most of the interviewer, they asked questions on the basic topics, means like the primary key constraint, foreign key constraint, or some tricky questions on these, or there are some not null constraint, means suppose there is how to add new column with not null constraint, then there is some tricky, means we have to supply the default clause or default values to that column. Using that we can handle that situation. Or existing column is null, but we have to add the not null constraint on it. How to do, means handle the previous rows. So we have to update the existing rows, and then we can add the not null constraint it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.